Hello. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Kev. I'm the cybersecurity evangelist from Checkpoint Software Technology, the Office of CTO. I'm also the head of security engineering for the Checkpoint North Asia team. Today, I'm very happy to be here to present the topic, the cybersecurity risk management during and after the pandemic. Since early last year, many cities were being locked down because of the COVID-19 situations. People cannot go back to the office, and so that they have to working from home or from the hotel. And in result, 87% of worldwide employees were working remotely. To support the business continuity during the pandemic, company implemented different type of tools to enable the remote workforce. Obviously, the remote access solutions like VPN, which allow the employee remotely access the company applications and data. And the tools like Microsoft Teams, Zoom, WebEx, the teleconferencing tools, or some other remote collaboration tools, which enable the employees to continue to meet with somebody, with the customer, with the internal. And company also are investing on building the virtual desktop infrastructures, which is the same idea as a VPN, but in a different form factor to allow the employees to working remotely, and they just remote to the virtual desktop, and in the desktop they can make use of those applications to accessing the customer data or the business relevant informations. And last but not least is the cloud service and applications. Because of the pandemic, it's accelerated the company the speed to moving to the cloud, moving the application to cloud service like Microsoft Office 365, Google G Suite, Salesforce, Slack, ServiceNow, this kind of cloud-based application. And also, our company start moving the infrastructure as well to the public cloud platform like AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. Remote work is now the new world. I believe everyone aware of this or has the same thought about this trend. In 2019, if you look at the number, it's talking about almost 400 million of people work remotely worldwide. In Q1 and Q2 last year, the number is more than double. Of course, it's because of the COVID the situations. But if you look at the number in 2022, 23, and 24, you will see the number of remote employees, the number keep increasing every year. The reason behind is, like, first of all, we already get used to it, right? So because of the situation, and the tools that we are using now is very comprehensive. And from the company point of view, allowing staff working from home, they see the benefits. Of course, the staff can work from anywhere and anytime. And from the company point of view, they can also saving costs, such as the rental for the office premises. So this is the motivation of company start offering their staff to work remotely. And some of the big company like Facebook, Microsoft, this kind of big guy also allows that they will permanently allow the staff working from home. To the IT operation is a very challenging. First, the overnight transition to a fully remote work routine force security team to act very fast to allow the business continuity. They need to reviewing the and changing the policy, the VPN configuration, and also make sure the performance of the connectivity. And also, the immediate need to equip so many employees that used to work on stationary desktop with security laptop and VPN. This is also the challenge to the IT operation team, how to them enable this kind of large scale remote workforce capability. And another problem is how to providing a secure connections at such scale to so many employees to all the corporate assets, including the sensitive data. literally means more issue, the disconnection, misconfiguration, and that obviously means more support ticket that the security team need to address in a timely manner. And while the volume of tickets has dramatically increased, security team in most companies haven't expanded. These two challenges are adding up to existing challenge in endpoint security that we have been seeing in the past year. Many companies are using multiple solutions from different vendors to secure their endpoint device. And it is very complicated to manage, especially in such critical times, to manage and monitor security from completely different management consoles. The immediate shift to remote work caused by COVID-19 largely changed the way we work and live. All across the globe, companies had to completely make significant infrastructure changes so that employees could work from home. Many organizations shift to up to 100% of employees working from home every day. Remote work is not new to most organizations. However, there are three major differences that make endpoint device valuable than ever before. Before COVID-19, most companies keep their most sensitive assets strictly protected, allowing employees to access the data only from the on-premises network. In the new normal, companies have to open the access to this application from remote endpoint to ensure the business continuity. In the past, only few people in the organization used to work from remote, like the sales rep. In the new normal, everybody works from home. This first new remote workforce has never had to develop a high security awareness since it's used to protect by the enterprise level security. And this remote workforce now extends the organization attack surface as it is more susceptible phishing scam, malicious email, and data loss incidents. Because of the large scale of people working remotely and the endpoint or the device is no longer being protected by the enterprise network security, the hacker immediately takes the advantage. Here is result from our database looking at the attack numbers and all the cyber threat related statistics from 2019 December to 2020 April. If you look at the chart, you will see the attack dramatically increased at the time. And for example, we recorded over 68,000 domain registered at the time is related to coronavirus. But more than 50% of this domain are likely to be malicious due to the activity. For example, we see the domain was used as a phishing campaign. And in terms of the number of attacks, we recorded over 20,000 attacks in a day at the peak time, which is a very huge number compared to the time before the COVID-19. In terms of the attack, one of the biggest increase of the attack is the vulnerability exploit targeting the remote access tools. For example, if you look at the Citrix, the VDI solutions, we recorded more than 2,000% increase of the vulnerabilities targeting this platform. And of course, some other tools like Cisco or other like VPN technology, and obviously the remote desktop protocol was being targeted due to the remote workforce situations. And not only the remote access tools or some other like platform allow us to work remotely, even though the tools we use daily are also vulnerable. It is the fact that every application or OS come with vulnerabilities. But as a vendor, they will keep improving their platform, providing fix to fixing those issues. As a user, we have to keep the application updated. Like Google Chrome, the most popular web browsing. A couple months ago, Google warned both Mac and Windows users of their zero-day fault they find in the Chrome browser. They immediately provide the update and encourage all the users update the latest versions to avoid those issues. not only the endpoint computers, we have to take care also of our mobile device. Because today we are working from home or working from everywhere, we are not just using the endpoint computer. We're also using our smart device to accessing the company email, for example, accessing company application and data. This is one of the finding that we released a few months back. We identified there's 9 utility applications which is available in Google's Play Store. The app itself comes with a malware dropper, which means that once the app is installed in the smart device, they can do some malicious activities. For example, recording your screen, look at your SMS. This is something that we need to aware, like the security, talking about endpoint, not only PC, but also the mobile device. Enterprise are hyper-distributed, the environment. Applications are deployed everywhere, and at the same time, users are accessing this application or data from everywhere today. So there's 3 areas they have the top priority. First is the security removal force. Second is the endpoint and mobile security. And third is the public cloud or multi-cloud securities. How we can take back the control to support the business continuity, at the same time, secure way to allowing the people work from home or work remotely. So there's 2 principles. First, everyone is responsible for security. It is not just the IT people or the security people who should take the responsibility for security. It is actually everyone in the organization, they have the security mindset. They have to have the awareness of the cybersecurity and also the impact about if they don't do it right. And second is to secure a complete infrastructure by design. The security have to implement it from end to end. First, what we should do, keep your PC or mobile locked when you are away. Okay, it's very simple. If you walk away, make sure your computer being locked. Otherwise, someone can access your computer and get the data inside. Next is update the OS and application when update is available. Install security software on the endpoint, PC or mobile. And fourth, change password regularly. This is very important as well. If you look at the third-party or even checkpoint research, talking about over 90% of the attacks start from phishing. The phishing attack means the hacker will try to using the phishing technique to get the user credential. So the user credential is very important today because a lot of applications we can accessing from anywhere because the application is now on the cloud. If you have the credential, you can access the application anywhere. Same if you have the credential leakage, the hacker can make use of the credential to accessing your application and the data inside. And fifth, contact your IT if you find any suspicious. Yeah, if you see any suspicious, don't worry, contact the IT team, they will help you. Okay, what we should then do. First, don't click on any link which you receive from someone you don't know. As I said, over 90% of the attacks starting from phishing. So if you're receiving an email or the message from someone else you don't know, don't click on the link. And second, don't download application from a trusted source. And don't use your corporate credential for public service. The problem is here, even though your company has very good security to protect their infrastructure as well as the user identity, but it doesn't mean the third party doing the same way. If you're using your corporate email and password to register service to the third party service, if the third party is being compromised, the credential leakage, for example, if the hacker seeing the username is a company domain, they will immediately try to make use of this username and password to accessing the application, for example, Microsoft Office 365, to try if they can success to log in. Because nowadays, a lot of companies using Office 365 email service, and they will also try a different type of cloud-based application with the credentials. And don't use simple password. Don't connect to untrusted Wi-Fi. If in case you connect the Wi-Fi is a malicious Wi-Fi, what happened? The hacker is able to monitor all the internet connectivity. Don't share your corporate PC to others. Last but not least is don't pay for ransomware. We do see like a customer, they pay for the ransomware, and 2 months later, they get the ransomware infection again. The reason is, as a hacker, they make use of ransomware to make money, right? So if this company, they're willing to pay for ransomware, then next time they will also willing to pay. So as a hacker, they will keep targeting this company. Okay, now we talk about your end-to-end security for the remote workforce, applying the zero trust principle, starting from the infrastructure, the connectivity, and the devices. There's a different scenario how people are working today. They are working from home, they're working on the go, using their smart device, or they're working inside the office. And the application or the service they're accessing is now available in the internet as a SaaS service, application in the public cloud infrastructure or in the data center to protect the complete infrastructure. A lot of different technology we are using, like the protecting the endpoint, protecting the mobile device, and preventing phishing, the email security, secure remote access, intrusion prevention, and so on. The people will think that it's very easy to manage, but think about the number of tools that you're using. It's not just one or two. It's talking about maybe 20 or 30 tools. And when you look at the issue, for example, if the incident happened, now you need to identify where it's come from. Also identify the attack surface is a mess, right? You have to access a lot of different console. And also from the user experience point of view, like the user, they're using a lot of different tools for their work. Now they need to connect the VPN and then go into the remote desktop infrastructures. And also some of the applications, they need to use multi-factor authentications. And when they download files, they will see the endpoint inspecting the files. So yeah, the user experience is not really good. And yeah, it's very complicated. So the challenges are, first, there's no central platform to manage security operations. So because we use a lot of different tools, and the tools were not decided to work together because it's come from different vendors. They have their own ecosystem, so that a lot of time we have to using the manual process, which cause the inconsistency. So to answer those challenges, the strategy in Checkpoint for 2021, the platform that we build is following these three requirements from customer. First, we offer the best prevention technologies to make sure our customer environment is being protected at all time. And second is our golden standard management, which is one of the market leading management platform, which can manage all the Checkpoint product in one single console. And last but not least is the technology that we build is fully integrated. The endpoint, the mobile, the network security, also the IoT is fully integrated. So the benefit to our customer is, first, they can manage their security component from one place. And second is the security solution that we offer with the best prevention in the market. And third is all the technologies are being well integrated. So for example, in the endpoint, detected the malware. Of course, we will block the malware. At the same time, this signature or this MD5 will automatically send to our cloud, and then our threat cloud, the threat intelligence, will automatically push this new update to all the Checkpoint product, to the firewall, to the mobile threat defense solution, to the cloud security, so that if the malware we see in the network coming from the network, we can block it immediately. How to implement the security? Now we have the ideas. If you look at the market, the technology trends, one of the technologies, security as a service edge. The SASE concept, the key idea is, first of all, the security is delivered as a cloud service, so that you don't have to deploy any appliance in the network. Everything is just using the cloud service. And second is the SASE platform is not only offer one or two security functions, but offer multiple security functions, including but not limited to next-gen firewall, URL filtering, data loss prevention, email security, and so on. Both user and authors can make use of this SASE platform. Everything is being secured once the connection established to this SASE platform. Last but not least is the SASE platform allow the administrator to create a policy to limit the access to only the authorized user or authorized applications. For Checkpoint, we build our own SASE platform. We call it Harmony. Harmony is a SASE platform unlike the SASE solution in the market. Most of them is basically firewall as a service. The firewall as a service is completely rely on the VPN technologies. So to accessing the security service provided by this cloud platform, you have to establish a VPN connectivities, not only from the branch office or the roaming user, but also your data center or your cloud infrastructure, so that all the connection is being interconnected through the VPN. It creates capacity of your overall network topology, because you have to build a lot of VPN tunnel to connecting the infrastructure and the user each other. Yeah, you have to also take care of the failover, the resilience of the VPN connectivities. It's very difficult to manage this type of environment. The firewall as a service only cater a part of the security concern. Harmony, the platform that we build, answer those challenges. First of all, Harmony is a cloud service, like the SASE concept. And second is we license it as a user-based subscription. And once you subscribe, you can enjoy all the security features that we offer. And third is very important, is the deployment. It's very flexible. We support different type of deployment scenario for VPN client, so that you can install the client or establish the tunnel from the branch office router to our Harmony Cloud platform. But we also offer two more options to allow the user to make use of this security service. First is the client-less connectivity. The client-less connectivity, the idea is you don't need to install the agent, first of all. What you need is just a web browser, like Chrome, like Microsoft IE or Firefox or whatever. So you just, as a user point of view, they just go to the portal and then log in with the credential. And that's it. And then they can accessing the application that offered by the company, including the web application, SSH, database application, and even remote desktop. So they can launch a remote desktop on the web browser. And third, we offer the very lightweight agent. We call the nano agent technologies, which is a web browser plugin. You just download it and install it in the web browser. All the internet connectivity will inspect, download the file from internet. The link you access, if this is malicious, we will notify the user. And also the phishing link, we will inspect the content in the web. And once we identify this phishing link, we will prevent the user to input their user credentials. The Harmony platform is more than just a cloud service like other SASE vendor in the market. We also include two very important components, the endpoint and mobile security. The Harmony platform is not only protecting the infrastructure or the connectivity, but also the device itself. With one single endpoint agent, we can now have the legacy endpoint security features, the features like firewall, encryption, and antivirus, combined with the latest one, dictionary, and also the EDR. And for the mobile, protect the user downloading malicious applications. You notify the user if you see the device connecting to a malicious Wi-Fi, and also look at the device level vulnerabilities. Another beauty is everything is managed from one place. Infinity Unified Management Portal is not only the policy management, but also the logging, the event analysis. So everything you need is just log into the portal, and you can manage all the checkpoint components from one single pane of glass. With the Harmony, we can manage security across from the endpoint device to the infrastructure and to the connectivities. But we still have a few more challenges to handle. First is about the global talent shortage. Last year, Forbes have a research is indicate we need over 3 million security experts worldwide to support the company's security operations. But over 64% respond they have difficulty to find the right person or the capable person to help them to manage the security operations. Another problem is the overload of alert. We have a lot of technologies to protect the environment, more than 10,000 or 100,000 log and event a day. So how we can handle these volumes of alert? Because every single alert, we have to spend time to look into it, to make sure the alert is not false positive if it is false negative. And so the IT team is spending all of their time to handle this alert. They don't have time to handle other stuff like monitoring KPI so that they can make the necessary improvements, for example, the overall security readiness or effectiveness. So how we can handle this challenge? In 18th century, we start to use machine to replace human power. And now we are aiming to replace human brain with AI. A lot of companies investing billions of money in the AI technologies because they see great value, including like enhancing customer experience, result to increase the customer loyalty and create more business in return. And AI can also help to automate the operations to achieve cost saving. And the fact of the matter of AI, machine learning, deep learning, or big data analytics are actually revolutionize the cybersecurity. They allow us to mechanize tasks previously only handled by the smartest human analysts. They are capable to make sense of a huge amount of log data. And at Checkpoint, we acknowledged this potential a few years ago. So we start to implement the AI technology into our platform. Here's some idea how we make use of AI to help our customer to handle those security challenges of the alert overload, shortage of security analysis. So first engine I would like to talk about is the campaign hunting. Before we using AI, our analyst was looking at the malicious element to check back their origins and incriminate similar elements. For example, domain registered by the same person at the same time with the same path. Now we use AI technologies to mechanize this analyst process. Our algorithms are now capable to analyzing millions of known IOC and hunt for additional similar IOCs. We add this AI engine to our threat count back in 2016. In result, more than 10% of the attacks we brought today are based on intelligence gained solely from campaign hunting engine. And the next one, we call it Huntress. The purpose of this engine is to uncover malicious executables. How we can determine if this is trying to do something bad? Lucky for us, attacker rarely ever writes everything from scratch. Most of the case, the hacker will make use of the existing malware with certain modifications. So fundamentally, there are certain similarity to the previous known malicious executable. We're using our dynamic analysis platform to net the executable one and connect hundreds of one-time parameters, feed them to the AI-based engine, and ask the engine to categorize the executable. The result is 13% of the new malicious executables were detected are based on finding solely from these engines. And the next one I would like to talk about is COMPUTEX, one of the latest engine we are using today. COMPUTEX stands for Content-Aware Detections. Because of the end-to-end security platform that we build and offer to our customer, it gives us the access and visibility into all parts of the IT infrastructure, the network, the data center, the cloud environment, the endpoint device, the mobile device, and so on. Rather than inspecting an isolated element, we can look at the full section context. Did it come through email or as a web download? Who is the sender? When was the domain registered? By who? And so forth. We extract thousands of parameters from the inspected elements and its context, and using the COMPUTEX AI engine, we are able to reach a single accurate verdict. And the result is very encouraging. We improve the accuracy, at the same time, we reduce the false positive. And the result is about 10 times less false positive compared to detection without COMPUTEX. And the last one I want to talk about is the AnalystMine, which is an AI-powered event analysis tools. The idea of AnalystMine is to help our customer to identify the actual infections in their network infrastructure. Here's an example from one of the customer in a week is talking about 59 million of logs according the endpoint network, cloud, mobile, and IoT. There's 3,000 malicious activities, and it involved 40 targeted assets. Imagine if it's a human, look at every single event to identify if the asset is actually infected. It will take a lot of time, weeks or months to make it happen. But with the AI engine, the AnalystMine, we can identify this 11 machine in a very short period of time. Based on this subsequent behavior, we can determine whether this machine is actually infected or is false positive. To summary, AI is very useful. The machine-driven algorithm is capable of a much broader analysis scope. It helps us to predict unknown threat to have a better protections. It empowers quick response with increasing accuracy and precision. To secure the remote workforce during and after the pandemics, first of all, we have to build an end-to-end security to protect infrastructure, the device, and the connectivities. And second, make use of the tools that, for example, the AI tools, AnalystMine and Checkpoint, to help you to minimize the workload to handle those security alerts. Thank you very much.